What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another square golf video. And in today's video I am answering the question of if GSPro is actually free using the square golf launch monitor. So as you can see, I have the square golf, like the main menu, pulled up. I've been getting a bunch of comments, questions, concerns. People have texted me, people have messaged me on Instagram, people have left comments if GSPro is actually free. I guess it's worth noting that as of right now, everything's completely free. They could always change that. I really hope they don't. This was a big selling point for me and a bunch of others, the fact that you can use GSPro for free. But I did just want to go over quick with the credit systems and give you guys proof that you can, in fact, play GSPro completely for free. So if we go over here to the computer, I know the left part of the video is getting cut off, but if you see up here right next to the video, 982, when you buy a square golf launch monitor, it comes with a little card, and I'll cover the code up. I already put it in, so it doesn't matter, but it comes with this card, and there's a code where my fingers are that you input. So when you buy the unit, you get 1,000 welcome credits. So as far as the credits go, the credits only apply when you're playing the actual square golf courses. It says game down here. Right now there is 10 available courses that are in like the whiter color, and then if you scroll down more towards the bottom, these are grayed out, but there's another 10 more coming. So these only apply, the credits only apply if you're playing the actual square units, or the square courses rather. And if you can see up here, 982. Last night I did a live stream testing things out, and I played a full 18 holes. So if you do the math on that, obviously 1,000 minus 18 is 982. So I just wanted to show that as a reference point to start here. Now what I'm going to do is close out of this and fire up GSPro and play probably a hole or two just on a par 3 course, and then we'll go back into here and I'll show you that number should still be at 982. Last night for the live stream I bounced back and forth between square, the closest to the pin, the putting, the driving range, the actual course, between that and GSPro with the range and courses. But as you can see, as a starting point, we're at 982. So if I log out and I close out of this, you're going to see a black screen for a second. I'm going to launch GSPro here. I don't know if it matters if you do the GSPro and the square connector first or if you launch GSPro first. I always just launch GSPro. So this is firing up, and I'll show you exactly how quick this is to get going too, which is awesome. The fact that they did the connector for free and you're able to download it, it works flawlessly so far for my couple days of testing. So GSPro is loaded. I know you guys can't see this, but it's just a little program. It says SQG, so Square Golf, GSPro Connect. It's already showing GSPro is connected. There's a green dot, and then all I have to do is literally press 2 buttons. You press scan for the launch monitor, it picks it up, and then all you do is you press connect. And now we're green and green, so it's showing GSPro is connected and Square Golf is connected. So now all we have to do, go back over to GSPro. It's picking up a ball that just registered. We're going to go to local match. We'll pull up Hillbilly Hills is really cool. Where is that? Right here. We'll go Hillbilly Hills. Match settings are fine. I'll actually show you guys too. We'll play maybe a hole or two, and I'll show you the putting, which is really cool too, the fact that this unit can do putting. But so in theory, again, this is going to answer the question if the credits did apply or not apply to GSPro. We're going to figure out, because we had that starting point of 982. We're going to play 2 courses or 2 holes here on this course, and then we're going to go back and check out that square homepage and see where the credits are. Which, again, spoiler alert, it's completely free to play GSPro as of right now, so that number's not going to change. But just for proof, I'm going to show you guys. So, waiting for Hillbilly Hills to start up. I do like it. It's a nice little touch. They added, for this new version of GSPro, they added the design by. So C drum here for Hillbilly Hills Par 3. Really, really cool fictional Par 3 course, one of my favorites. I did notice, maybe it's just my computer, maybe it's been a little bit slower the past couple of days, but it does seem like it takes just a few seconds longer, maybe 10-20 seconds for the courses to load with the new version of GSPro here. But, I mean, for the graphics, if you have to wait an extra 20 seconds for a really awesome course, kind of is what it is. But usually stays at 1%, and then it'll jump up 1-2%. It'll jump up to like 90. Yeah, there you go. All right, so here we go. And one thing I did notice too, I did a flyover last night. They changed the flyover in GSPro with this new version. So if I press O here for the flyover, it's actually, oh, that was kind of shaky, but it I was doing Swiss Alpine Valley. It actually looked like the drone was like flying a little bit more, but they did change that a little bit. So as far as this hole, we got 117 down 13. I'm just gonna hit a choke down approach wedge, try to hit it about 100. We'll see if we get a putt out of this or not. But you already heard the ding. If I move the ball, what I've been doing is I listen to that ding, which is turned on my computer. I was originally under the impression that the square itself had a speaker in it that ready and the ding was coming from, but it actually comes through the either the speakers in your projector if you have it connected, an external speaker, or your laptop or computer, whatever. But I listen for that ding, and then there's also a green light that'll show here once the ball's in the hitting area. Right there, ding, green light's on, and now we're ready to go. Pulled that a little bit left. A little long, not too bad though, but I'll show you guys a putt here. So we've got a 20-foot putt. This is working pretty hard from left to right. So I will just aim. I'm still getting used to the putting. I got to aim out here, maybe even more out there. Still getting used to how far I need to aim, how hard I need to hit these. Simulator putting is definitely very different than real life. It's a learning curve. And I have noticed, maybe you guys, this is a good point, good chance to ask you guys. I did notice from my limited testing again, today's Sunday. I got it Friday afternoon, so part of the day Friday, all day yesterday, and then it's still pretty early in the day on Sunday, so call it 2 days. But I have noticed in my putting, it seems like there's a smaller window, or at least for the way I have it set up, could be user error. It seems like there's a smaller window that it needs to be in for the putting for it to register. If because my laptop's behind me and I haven't moved over like my keyboard or anything, I wasn't aiming when I was doing the live stream last night, so I was kind of trying to push and pull. Like for this one, it was breaking really hard from left to right, so I would try to pull it. And if I got too far outside of like seemingly the pretty narrow strip, it wouldn't register. So it really likes it if you aim first and you're hitting straighter putts every single time. But I'm curious if any of you out there have experienced a similar thing to where regular shots, it seems like the window's pretty big and you have that square of 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters to hit from. It seems like the putting, it needs to be in a narrower window. But let's see, 20 feet. What does a 20-foot putt feel like? Crazy break on that, and apparently not that. That was a little strong. Did register though. But my biggest gripe so far, this unit, I don't know if it's missed a single shot, to be honest, between the square courses, the square range, GS Pro range, and GS Pro courses. If the ball's in the hitting area and I hit a full shot, I can't think of one single shot that it didn't register. The only ones that haven't picked up are the ones where I didn't have it perfectly lined up in the hitting area. So this one, again, I'm not going to aim. I'm going to try to start it a little bit to the right, but 16 feet. A little bit better. Needed something in between those two. But as you can see, works good. Putting works. We'll play one more hole, and then we'll go back over to the square and show you guys the balance of the credits. So second hole, we've got 68 down 15. So 53. I'm going to do a little choke down 56 degree. We'll see if we guess right on the distance. And I did, compared to, I posted the reveal video, I guess you would call it, of my indoor setup here of what I did just today. Today's Sunday again. At noontime, I posted the unboxing, the setup, the first swings, and the GS Pro connection. From then, I actually moved the unit a little bit more forward. So before I was hitting like back here, but now I have it to where I can pretty much put the ball right on the line, and then all it is just forward and back from there, which is nice. So it is a strong point with this mat. I was curious if the white line would mess with it. It doesn't seem like it does, but I really like the fact that I basically have a built-in kind of alignment guide of where I need to put the ball. So as long as it's right in that area on the line, it's good to go. push that right. We get the distance. A little bit long again. I do have the altitude. I think I've turned it. I had it at 5,000. I think I'm down to 4,000 right now. I guess I could double check that. Just because it's my understanding. If I go to scorecard, it should show down here. 4,000, yeah. So all the videos you guys have been seeing over the past like 6-8 months or whatever with GSPro and the Garmin, I've been using 2,000. I've been happy with those numbers. I went up to 5,000 and I'm back down. Even that may have been a little bit long, just because it's my understanding that when you go over to GSPro, within the Square software, it has 3 different options for basically the distance that you can add based on the ball. So it's like your standard ball, which is just 0%. You have, I think maybe it's called like premium ball, which is plus 5%, or you have a distance ball, which is plus 10. And from what I've seen and from what other people have posted in their videos, it seems like the distance ball at the plus 10% within the Square seems the most accurate distance-wise. But again, for the third time, it's my understanding when you go over to GSPro, it defaults back down to the 0%. So I was just trying to match up the 10%. So if you look up, basically 1% on or 1,000 feet on the altitude or elevation is equal to 2%. So that's why I went up to 5,000. That seemed like a little bit much. So right now I'm at 4. May go back down to like 3, 2.5, 3,000. But just trying to match up the basically the 10% Square and then GSPro, all just so I can hit, again, same thing with the Garmin, hit the same clubs that I would hit with the Garmin, with the Square, and on course. So if I have 165 into a green, that's usually my 8-iron distance. I want to be able to hit 8-iron and not have to grab extra club or have it go too far. It is one person made a good point. I think it was Spike over at Spike's Blue Collar Sim Golf. He made a good point that the fact that Square defaults to a little bit lower, you can always increase the altitude with something like GSPro. But if they were over exaggerating distances and people thought they were a little bit too high, you can't bring that back down. So I would rather have it be a little bit short, and then you can adjust from there, kind of adding some distance if you need to within GSPro. But 24.5 feet. See if we can get the distance a little bit better here on this putt. See, and that's one where I thought that was right in the area, and that's what I was experiencing. I don't know if it's because my mat maybe isn't perfectly flat. I mean, it's not a putting mat, so I wonder if maybe like if I didn't hit it perfectly and there was a little bit of a bobble, maybe that messes with it. I'm not sure, but that I've experienced that. It seems like every couple holes you would get something like that, and sometimes a couple in a row. So it's probably user error. I'm sure it is. Seems to work flawlessly for other people, but if anyone knows why that may be the case when I hit some putts, please let me know so I can make some changes. And that one went, and a little bit strong, but not too bad. We're inside the inner circle. So as far as the GSPro test goes, I mean, I can play a full 18, but you wouldn't get anything extra out of that, so this is more so about if it is in fact free to play GSPro. So what we're going to do is head back over to Square. I guess I could have left that open, but we're going to end this. I don't know if that's messed with it. I've always closed out both of them depending on which program I'm using, but we're going to exit GSPro. We're going to go back into Square here. And I must say, the Square software is very quick, and the graphics do look really good for the course. When you're comparing it to something like Home T Hero or even the Rapsodo, these Square courses, the graphics, especially if you're only using like an iPad or your phone, it does look really good. Definitely a significant step up. Now why? Oh, it's probably because I still had the connection open, the GSPro connector. That's probably why. It was probably still connected to there. There we go. So I guess, yeah, I guess that kind of answers my question from before, what I said. Apparently you can't have both open at the same time because it was trying to connect the Square just to GSPro, so you had to close out GSPro, or maybe it's just the connector, but I had to close out the connector for this to pop back up. So back in here now, and again, I know the left side, most of it's getting cut off, but as you see here, we just played 2 holes within GSPro, and we're still at 982 on the credits. So it is in fact free to play GSPro. Obviously, you have to have an active GSPro subscription for $250. I was lucky and it was literally when I got GS Pro last year in April, I think it was. I was lucky enough; it was literally the same week where they decided to get rid of the lifetime subscription. So I made the decision when I got it. I got the lifetime, but I was probably one of the last people that actually got that. So I paid $550, and I just keep paying the $250 if I want the new updates for GS Pro. And if maybe in a couple years I decide to stop, I can continue using GS Pro, which is nice. But main test here, which you guys just saw, I just proved it. Still 982 on the credits. It is in fact free. I really, really hope Square doesn't change that. If you're watching this, please don't change that. That was the main reason why I bought this, or one of the main reasons why I bought this. And you'll have a lot of not so happy customers if you happen to change that in the future. So massive selling point. Really hope that remains to be the case. And at least for me, I'll probably go through and play the Square courses. At least one time I'll do a video for each one, and maybe just to show people here and there I'll play some Square courses, but I'm not sure I'll get the 1,000 credits use out of it. Maybe I will eventually, but for me it's going to be mainly back to GS Pro. So again, really hope that that remains to be free, and that's the right direction. Like, I was really close to getting the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro. It was between that and GS Pro. I went with GS Pro mainly because the $200 a year subscription. And besides the Garmin, I'm not sure there's too many others out there. Almost every other launch monitor, they require you to have a subscription with them to be able to use third-party software. So this is a massive game changer, not only for the capabilities, how fast it is, how well it works, how accurate it is, but the fact that they decided to let us use GS Pro for free, which is absolutely awesome. So there you guys have it. Let me know down below any comments, questions, concerns. If you'd like to see me do any other tests, kind of solve any other mysteries or any other misnomers, let me know. I'm happy to try anything out that I'm capable of. But until next time, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys at the next course.